Hi guys, this is Navdeep from Delhi Immigration Services. Today we have Ms. Parul with us, who got the Canada study visa after three refusals for MBA at UCW. And she's 32 years old, and we will just talk to her and see how her overall profile is and how she has become a successful candidate. Ms. Parul, first of all, many congratulations to you, ma'am. Great news, and we are very happy for you that you've got it.
Thank you so much, sir. Even I am grateful to you as well as God that I have got this approval after three refusals, as I had lost all hope. But it's all your efforts. You have put on so much efforts to get this to me.
I'm very happy that eventually it happened, and definitely thanks to God that made it happen. Can you talk us through your academic background as well, ma'am? Also, you have experience as well, so can you just talk us through that?
Sure, sure. So I have completed my bachelor's in technology in electronics and communication trade in 2012. After that, I worked for 1 year in corporate industry as a digital marketing executive. And
Right.
after that, I have been doing network marketing for 9 years. So after that, I have just filed for my visa. Firstly, I filed for that digital marketing course itself at Lambton College, but I got two refusals there. So I connected with you, and as I got to know from someone that you are a pro for refusal cases, so I contacted you for the same.
Right. So you mentioned for the first time you applied for digital marketing, ma'am. So can I ask who suggested you for that, and were you 100% also convinced about that program, or you just followed somebody's advice? Like, how was that decision?
Actually, my brother told me about a consultancy. It is a very renowned consultancy, but the problem with me was my case was very complicated as I belong to network marketing profile. I did not have any particular job or salary slips.
Right.
I was just getting a regular income in my account. So when
Right.
they told me for digital marketing, I thought like I have been doing marketing for 9 years, and 1 year I have done job in digital marketing. So I thought it is a good program for me, but it was a postgraduate diploma program, not a master's degree. So
Yeah.
I think that is why I did not get a good result for that.
Right. And you mentioned digital marketing. I think you did digital marketing, I think before starting the network marketing. So that was
Yes,
way back, probably 7 years earlier. But now recently, obviously, you were doing the marketing, network marketing. So
yes.
I personally feel that the network marketing was not exactly similar or directly, relevant to digital marketing. So I think that was probably the reason. And what was your percentage in bachelor's, ma'am? Was that fine or was it above 60
Yeah,
or
it was pretty good. My overall aggregate of 8 semesters was around 78%.
great?
And in my 12th also, I scored around 64%. And in 10th around, it was 78%. Even the IELTS score was 7.5 overall. I gave IELTS after 10 years of education, after
Right.
a 10 years education gap. Yes.
That's great. And after the first refusal, ma'am, then what happened? Did you do more research, or what exactly was the research going on? Maybe you may have searched somewhere, like why it has happened to you. May not have expected.
Yes, actually, when I applied for the first time, I was not really sure whether my visa would get approved or not, because I had a long education gap of around 9 years last year. Now it has turned to 10 years,
Right.
and I was not really sure that with this background will I be able to get the visa or not. Talking about research, yes, I applied for the GCMS notes, and in that the visa officer wrote that he is not convinced that I will leave Canada after my studies or not. This was one particular reason. And one another thing that I noted was maybe the course was not relevant. So I gave it a try once again, but again, unfortunately, I got a rejection.
So after two refusals, ma'am, can you hear me? Yeah, I
Yeah, I
guess.
can hear.
Right. So after two refusals, ma'am, how did you probably boil down to us? You mentioned somebody recommended you, or even before coming to us, did you do more research? Did you, were you thinking about other options also in terms of programs? Like, what was happening in the background?
Yes, from the same consultancy, I was recommended MBA, but I thought that they are not that pro in dealing with refusal cases and dealing with my complicated case, where I was the only one among lakhs of students who had a profile of network marketing. Means I did not see anyone having my profile, but since there were refusals of some more students and we were in some WhatsApp groups also, so somebody recommended me 2 to 3 consultants. But I don't know how I reviewed your profile on YouTube, on Google. I had a look at your reviews, so I thought I should give it a try to you. He only recommended me that why don't you try Delhi Immigration Services. So I just contacted you. Firstly, we contacted on email, then we had a call, then we had a Zoom meeting, and finally I decided to go on with you.
Right, right. And eventually it happened. So how much total time it took for you to get the decision overall, ma'am, in the fourth attempt?
Coincidentally, I applied my visa for the first time last year on 20th of July,
Right,
and I got my first refusal on 8th of September.
right,
Then again, I reapplied for my visa and I
right,
got one more rejection within a month. Then
right,
I just took a refund from Lambton College. I
right.
got to know that this course is not relevant to my profile. So then the next year, again on 20th July, sir, you filed my visa for the third time. But
Right.
unfortunately, due to destiny or whatever reasons,
Yeah.
I did not
It
get a
was
visa again. And finally, my mom and my brother convinced me because I had lost all hope. This time, I did not check my IRCC portal also, frankly speaking. I was so disappointed with myself. So finally, when the news came, it was like magical for me that a miracle has happened in my life.
yeah. Well, what exactly were you doing, ma'am, when you when there was an update and who checked basically if you didn't?
It was like 12 o'clock midnight. I was sitting in the other room. As I was extremely sick. I was having severe cold and cough. I was sneezing continuously. I just noticed my mobile and there was a notification from GC key that there is an email. I,
Yeah.
with a very sad face, I just opened my laptop, and the moment I opened my IRCC profile, I saw that there was original passport request. I cried a lot. I cried for like around 15-20 minutes. My mother could not judge what happened. I called my brother, please check my profile. When he confirmed, yes, Parul, your visa is approved, finally I hugged my mom. And the whole credit goes to you, sir, because the SOP that you have made, that was extremely fantabulous. Means I don't think anybody can make that SOP which you made. And you have like added so many documents which I have not even applied in my added in my previous attempts. I was so surprised at the list of documents that you were sending me. Parul, send this. Means I was surprised. But finally, I am very happy. I am thankful to you, sir.
Many congrats. It was in your destiny, so thanks to God it happened. Very happy for you, ma'am. So you also mentioned that apparently we applied third time and it got refused.
Yes.
Can you refresh what exactly were the reasons and were those
Yes.
relevant? Or I think it was pretty unreasonable decision overall, but I think if you can talk about.
Yes, sir. So we applied through you for the first time on 20th of July, and on 29th of September, I got a rejection. There were 5 reasons basically. The first reason was same that I will not leave Canada after my studies. In between, there were 3 reasons related to the funds.
Mhm.
Whereas we added everything like CA certificate, affidavit, bank balance, FDs, everything. So I just told you to highlight that financials page.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
added that and you confronted the officer with a paragraph in the beginning, which was very sorted. And the
yeah,
last reason was very generic that your course is not with
yeah.
your like post studies and all that. So that financials reason was something which they noticed this time, but we were not convinced with it
Right,
as we
right.
had sufficient funds, I believe.
Right. So I think probably there was some, overlooking. They may have overlooked certain documents, maybe. But again, in the fourth attempt, we just confronted with the same application, and they were convinced. And
Satvinder,
great.
I think we filed on 18th of November.
Yeah.
18th of November, we filed the visa for the fourth time, and finally,
Right.
I got my result on 16th December. India time was 16th September, but in Canada it was 15th September. So I think within 27 or 28 days, we
Yeah.
got a very beautiful result.
Great, great, great to hear that. And you now have seen like 3, 4 applications, at least first two and the last two. So what do you
Yes.
think, other than you mentioned SOP already, so and the documents as well? I think there was probably the overall difference, but was there anything else as well that you may have noticed that there was something different we have done than what it was done earlier? and the officer was convinced maybe.
As I have already mentioned, we added a lot of documents from your
Yeah.
end. Apart from that, there was a wonderful SOP.
Yeah.
Within the SOP, there were some things that you mentioned which were like an icing on the cake. For example, when we talked about our particular achievement which we want to have after pursuing this course, those screenshots which you added, they were like very fantastic. They were something which attracted me the most.
Right. Right. Thanks. And now, you are now a successful candidate. You have seen the different time, difficult time, and now, you have been through it. So there may be other applicants also who are either thinking to apply or preparing or, trying to take the right boxes. So any piece of advice from you, ma'am, based on your experience for them, that how they should prepare, what things they can keep in mind while preparing the application, anything from your side would be helpful for them.
So the first thing that I would like to tell them is never lose hope. There is a day of everyone in everyone's life. Another thing, it is very important to have a great counselor like you who can guide them what is the right path for them, because having refusals again and again is not good for our record also. So there should be a very good counselor like you. Another thing is we should trust on our counselors. This is most important. Even hiring a counselor will not work, but trusting them, whatever they are requiring, giving them on time, responding them is very important. So I believe this is something which candidates should follow.
All right, all right. Thank you very much for the advice, and again, I'm very happy, and truly relieved that it happened. We have seen closely how your family was involved and everyone was supporting you, and it was difficult, but I'm very happy eventually it happened, and I wish you great luck further. And now you'll be reuniting with your brother, hopefully.
Yes.
So many congratulations to all of you, and wish you great luck for your life in Canada, ma'am. Thank you very
Thank you.
much for everything.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Take care. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye
sir. Thank
bye.
you. Bye.